All right, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about Ethereum, Litecoin, Waves, you name it. Okay, we're going to talk about most of these alts and what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks and so on regarding BTC. Are we going to be pumping to the upside? Breaking basically the 40k resistance, or are we going to be dropping back down to a 30k support and could potentially even break below it and all that good stuff? So we're going to talk about both scenarios regarding the current market structure and all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join our public Telegram group, link in the description and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into the analysis regarding BTC and what we said, what we basically talked about last time during my live stream and all that good stuff, guys. We talked about all these prices when BTC was at 40k, so dumped down to like a 34.7, exactly as predicted, not predicted but analyzed, right? If we dump down right here, it is going to be at 0.618, and most of the time BTC loves 0.618, okay, especially on a big drop. It is not going to break it like easily. Most of the time it can move sideways or even pump to the upside and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about if BTC is going to be strong enough, bulls going to be strong enough to get a potential either a fake out or even a big pump to the upside up to the major resistance up to 40k and so on and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at BTC. Let's get a clean chart. So if you take a look at BTC right here, what we said was like, after we take a look at it from the daily basis last time, right, we said clearly bears are in control. Okay, we said if you take a look at the chart right here, just the short-term section right there, bears, okay, were in control. Okay, so we said right there, right, bearish engulfing candle on top of the weekly, not weekly but daily 21, rejection from the from the daily 21 right here, price pushed to the upside, got rejected, and we got a nice engulfing candle. So the good news is like the move we got to the upside, the move that broke the daily 21 EMA right here, okay, we still at support right there. So if you're trading like on the low degree, like you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be waiting for 35k when price is at is at 35.5, or you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be waiting for 34k when price is at 34.7, 34.5. We talk about all those numbers, right? And if you take a look at it, we basically trading in this range. It is current at support. It could break out to the upside, okay? As MACD right here on a daily basis, it is still positive, so we can still get this move to the upside again. Okay, we don't know how high it is going to go. We're going to take a look at our fibs and all that good stuff, right? But it can get this move back up if we basically get a strong support right here and MACD doesn't break, doesn't cross bearish. So something to keep in mind, it is not time to be bearish, extremely bearish. The time, the best time to be bearish was like right here, just about like a 39, okay, 39, 38, but 37, 35, 34, 36 range right here, it is not a good time to be it is a good time to be neutral basically, okay, just to give bears something to cheers, right? Right here, as you can see, from swing low to swing high, right there we just at mid-range. So at mid-range, you want to be cautious, okay? As you remember, guys, we basically bought right here, sold right there, but we're not trying to basically we're not trying to be extremely bullish or extremely bearish at 34, 35k range, okay? So it is time to be very, very cautious, right? So now let's take a look at it in terms of like a 6 hour, because the 6 hour gonna give us some good indication regarding a potential breakout to the upside, right? So on the 6 hour, bulls might want to be cautious, right? If you're basically trading the 6 hour and wait for the bullishness right here, if we get a 6 hour bullish crossover on our 6 hour MACD and price action above the 21 EMA, we could get the move to the upside. Okay, on the 6 hour, that's what we're going to be looking for a potential reversal. Okay, on the downside, on the 6 hour, what we want to see is like, we want to see a fake out. Like, let's say MACD gonna get very close to the to the signal line, right here. So we want to see a fake out like that. Okay, when we get the MACD to basically start like a curving down again after attempting to break the signal line, we're gonna be like, oops, that's it. So we're gonna be basically dragging down, and price action definitely could get some sort of like a fake out like that. Okay, on the 6 hour basis. So 6 hour basis, okay, the most important is like the most important thing to watch right now on our 6 hour basis, it is going to be our MACD. That's it. Okay, that it is going to give us a good move on either direction. Okay, on top of that, we back down to a 0.618. If you watch our previous analysis, guys, I was telling you exactly, guys, take a look at it right here. Okay, 50% pullback, just about like a 36, right? 35.7, something like that, right? And 0.618 right there. I think like on my previous live stream, I was using a log scale, right? If I put it back on log scale right here, you can see like exactly that's what we said, guys, right here. 35.7, right? 35.8 and 0.618, just about like a 34.7. So that's a log scale. But if I basically switch it back to a normal scale right here, you can see like we basically hit the Fibonacci range exactly as expected, 34.7, right there. So time to be very, very cautious and wait for a potential breakout on either direction, and you're gonna be profitable. Okay, not saying we bullish or bearish. I think like in mid range, it is not time to be bullish or bearish. It is just time to wait for the right setup, wait for the confirmation, and take it on the 6 hour. Okay, so now let's take a look at it on the hourly basis. So on the hourly basis, doesn't look bad, right? If you basically remember our Zeus method, what we said, whenever it drops a lot, if you're looking for some shorter entries, you want to basically be shorting at the 1 hour 21 if you're scalping. Okay, 1 hour 21, it is always a good level to be looking for a short position, right? So on the 1 hour basis, we got a continuation pattern. It seems like bears want to be dumping the price. We got a fake out right here, a three-way move. So if you try to trade the three-way move, if you try to trade the three-way move, let's do this. Okay, I just did. All right, guys, I just changed the screen mode, right? So on the hourly basis, right here we got a three-way move. I just showed you guys in the premium group, like when BTC was just about like a 36.4, 36.3, something like that, right? Or that we're going to be dropping back down to retest the 0.618. We're not quite there yet, but we can still wick down and retest the absolute lows right here. Okay, just about like a 34.8. So if you're trading like the short term, that could make a big difference. Okay, I know it is only like 2% drop, but it if you're only trading like on a 5 minutes 10 minutes chart, 2% is a lot. Okay, but if you're waiting for the big reversal, I don't think it is a big deal. Buying at 35.5 or buying at 35k, it is not going to be a big difference on the next leg up or on the next leg down. Okay, so keep an eye on the support right here on the hourly basis, right? If we bounce back up, we definitely could be looking for another retest of the 1 hour 100 EMA, just about like a 37k, depending on where the 1 hour 100 EMA going to be at. MACD, it is still positive, so bulls still in control on the lower degree, like on the hourly. After the big drop, they managed to create a bullish divergence right here. Okay, So even if we break it, even if like we break the support, even if we break the support, support area right here, we can still get a wedge pattern. Okay, that's why it is kind of critical right now. I know Robin gonna draw this, right? And we can still get the MACD to give us a bullish crossover back after that, right? Back to the next resistance level and all that good stuff. So it is very choppy. Just have to be cautious in this range. Either for the bulls, by the bottom right here, just about like a 34.5, 34.7, and wait. It could drop lower, so you just have to manage your position just in case you get a wedge pattern, because you're still in control on the hourly basis. Okay, you're still in control on the hourly basis. So now let's take a look at BTC on the higher time frame. So when we take a look at it on a 3-day basis, we're getting a sharp decline on our MACD. Just like what I just showed you on a 6-hour basis, right? What we're saying is like, if you get these type of moves, right, it means like, we're going to be looking for a strong move to the downside. Okay. So that's what the MACD is showing right now. So if bears are to basically dump the price, it could be a very sharp drop. It might not even break the low right here, but it could be just sharp. Okay. Like, a sharp drop to the low 30Ks. Right, and if we break the if we retest the low 30Ks, we're gonna talk about what type of correction we could get after that, right? But the 3-day time frame, just be cautious. If you're trading the higher time frame, you might not care about a retest of 36, 37. Just keep an eye on the low 30Ks. I would say like a 305. Okay, just to front run the price, because you can see like right here we did not even like close below the 305 back in January. You guys remember when BTC was like right here, we said buy the dip at 305. Right here we said buy the dip at 31. Okay, 31K. Okay, so we could get another support just about like a 305 up to basically 31K, right? Okay, 30.5 and 30 and 31K range. So, but that's a higher time frame. Even even if price push back up at some point, we could still retest the 31K. But that's a macro support. And talking about the macro support, we're gonna basically just take a look at the weekly time frame. If you take a look at the weekly time frame, we're just gonna focus on the weekly 100 EMA right there, which is right now just about like a 24K. But if we take a look at it in terms of monthly, it is just about like a 26. So average price, 25K. Most people are calling for 25K, but it could dip all the way down to 24K based on the weekly basis, right? So weekly 100 EMA right there. Okay, so resistance, we already know our weekly resistance just about like a 41, 42K. So we're not going to focus too much on our weekly resistance, right? So it could take time to get there, but we will see, right? I'm not saying we're going to drop down to a weekly 100 EMA this week or next week, but direction wise, right, if we dump down here, it won't be time to be calling for 20K and all that good stuff. Okay, because bear is going to be calling for lower numbers. Even if we drop down to like a $1, bear is going to call for like a 50 cents. I'm telling you, man. So hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks a lot for tuning in. You're welcome, Mark. Pablo Escobar in the house. Who else in the house? Izmir in the house. Thanks a lot, Izmir. Izmir, wherever. Mr. Lee in the house. Sorry, guys. I forgot to change the screen. Actually, I was trying to go live yesterday, guys, when market was dumping. I think yesterday was the day before yesterday. But my internet connection got wrecked. Like, you remember, guys, last time my USB got wrecked. This time, like, BTC was dumping and my internet connection just went off, like, for some reason. And but it was only my computer. That's what's weird, right? Like, my phone was working fine, like, my Wi-Fi was working fine on my phone and everything else, but the computer just got wrecked, like bang. So, but luckily I got it restore, right? Not restore, but still have to change the modem because the modem got wrecked. BTC dump it all, right? So weekly, going back to the higher time frame, let's take a look at the quarterly basis. So the quarterly basis, one of the reasons, once again, I'm saying, like, we just have to keep buying the dips at 30K, even though we can still drop down to 25K. Based on the previous bull markets, right, and BTC price actions, it takes like over like 3 quarters to just like break the last quarter of the bull market. As you can see right here, it took like nearly, guys, 9 months, okay, to capitulate. Okay, took 9 months to capitulate, right here. Okay, right here you can see like it took also, guys, almost 3 quarters to get the capitulation. So if we're going to be expecting at least another quarter or 2 quarters to get the capitulation down to the quarterly 21 EMA, we could say, man, buying the dips anywhere around like 30K to 25K going to be still a good range to buy for the next like a swing up before the capitulation, right? If like we're going to get a capitulation, it's not even sure we're going to get one, right? So something to keep in mind. I think like bulls could take control in the short term right here, okay, on a higher time frame, right? So if you've been panicking, like over the last let's say 30 days, 45 days, you've been probably buying like 40K and selling at 30K and all that good stuff, right? So, but if you just take a look at the higher time frame, you're not going to be basically panicking. You're going to be like, okay, if I take a look at the macro view, I mean, even if I bought at 32, I'm still okay. I can still buy back, if we break the break the 30K support, I can still buy back at the monthly 21 EMA. So the higher time frame looks pretty good, even though it is still bearish, but it looks pretty good for a sideways correction. Okay, it looks pretty good for a sideways correction before a dump down. Okay, so I wouldn't be too bearish, till we at least get our monthly 21 EMA to cross bearish. It's not even bearish yet. Okay, monthly MACD right here, it's not even bearish yet. Okay, so it took nearly 6 months, right, before we get the bearish crossover, right, after the peak right here. If we can expect at least let's say yeah, another 200 days, right, just about not another 200 days, but just about like 200 days, right? It could we could move sideways till November, something like that, right? I'm not saying we will, but all I'm saying is just don't expect like a capitulation every single day. Okay, it could take a while. Hey, what's up, Jude Moonboy in the house? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Andrea in the house. Jude 589 XRP. So I think that is it for BTC. Let's go back to the lower degree for BTC. Yeah, if we go back to our previous setup, right? If you guys remember, last week I was saying it, I was like, this red box right here, actually red, triangle formation right here, it is going to be tough to break out. That's why, as soon as we saw the bearish divergence on the hourly basis, we basically got out in our premium just by like 40K and said, guys, we're going to be looking for lower, because we took the position right here just about like 31, right? Took it all the way up to 40K, so we still can buy right here if we get the confirmation on our 6-hour basis, right? to get the next swing to the upside. Okay, so the next range of potential resistance, it is still going to be 40K, depending on how volatility going to be looking like over the next like a few days and so on, right? So let's take a look at it right here. Okay, we back down to the nearly back down to the support area, exactly at the support area, right? So still have to be very, very patient, right, in this range. Okay, not time to be actively trading right here, unless you're trading like the hourly, 15 minutes and all that good stuff. But 6 hour and higher, you just have to be very, very cautious. We mentioned the 211 EMA and the 100 EMA right here, and why the volatility is likely to be on the downside. Okay, and it dumps 10%, right? So we showed you guys all of that good stuff. So got the resistance right here. And if we want to be precise, right, we could be just looking for 0.618 on the upside again, right? Because the downside, we already know our target on the downside. The problem is like how strong the move going to be. Okay, 0.618, it is just about like a 39K again. Okay, right there. If and only if, right, 34.7 is, you know, support. Okay, we talked about 34.7 when sucker was like 40K right there. Okay, so 0.618 now just about like a 38.999, right? So let's just say 39K. Okay, for the short-term traders, can it go higher? Yes, it can. If it breaks like the 0.618, we basically could be looking for the 0.888, just about like a 40K, right? But resistance right here. If you miss the pump on the 6 hour, let's say you missed the pump, you could just basically say, hey, I'm gonna wait for the 39K right range to take a short position, right, and all that good stuff. Right there. If you go back right here, our 31K, it is still going to be support right there. Okay, so let's put this sucker right here. 39K resistance in the short term, right? Okay, so it looks pretty good, right? Looks pretty good. Oh, thanks a lot. Okay, in the house. Window is very small. Hey, what's up, Ernest? Thanks a lot for tuning in. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcash on the hourly for J Boss. So Bitcoin Cash on the hourly, it does look really, really, really good, right? In terms of bullishness, right? You could be, you could be saying, oh man, we've been, getting rejected right here, just about like 800. We got another rejection, 700 right there, just about like a 650. So we've been creating basically low highs, right? And you're gonna be like, man, look, I'm gonna give up. But take a look at this sucker. It is creating a potential wedge pattern, right? Nice parallel channel. If you want to be, if you want to draw it like that, you could get a channel. If you just want to basically try to get a wedge, you could just call it a wedge, right? So another way of looking at it also is like, we do have a nice support right here. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the hourly, but let's focus on the 6-hour basis first, right? So, but the thing is, we started with a bullish divergence right here, right? And we got the move to the upside. Now we dropping to the downside, right? We still creating some higher lows. The problem is, are we just gonna focus on the bullish divergence right here? And we said, and we're gonna say, you know, it's over, right? This move has to be impulse, so we're not gonna care about the bullish divergence right there. That's also possible, and the only way to validate it is like we have to basically break the support area, and we're gonna be like, okay, this move has to you know, drop lower, and it is gonna create its own bullish divergence later on. Okay, that's also possible, but we only could go that way, right? Go that route if and only if we break the support below, like you know, let's say 535, 540. Okay, we could look for lower prices, right? But as of now, we'll just like give it a shot and wait. Right here, the best time to short it was like after the you know, the flat correction, but shorting it at the bottom might be very, very aggressive, even though, okay, the flat correction is calling for lower prices, right here, and even a potential wedge pattern. It is just aggressive to short at the bottom, okay, after a triple bottom, especially when we just talk about BTC could potentially break the 6-hour 21, right? This sucker could follow BTC and try to break its 6-hour 21 also, okay, and just give us another complex correction. It doesn't mean it cannot break down lower. It only means like you know, we could get another sideways correction. Okay, it could be something like that. Okay, just a three-way move and a, you know, a move to the downside. Okay, so let's take a look at it on the hourly. On the hourly, I like the divergence, right? We got similar divergence on BTC, Ethereum, and all that good stuff. So a nice bullish divergence right here, right? So it looks really, 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 really good. So this basically comes from like we're not supposed to basically mess with it at the bottom, right? And we could at least get this move. Okay, we could get this move. And if you take a look at the move I'm drawing right now, if I basically take a look at it on the higher time frame, that's the same exact structure I just showed you right here. Okay, that's the same exact structure. Okay, so it is just on the lower degree. So if this move plays out, right, it means like we could get the impulsive move to the downside and retest the bottom right here, depending on how BTC is going to be you know, behaving, right? So so basically just resistance going to be just about like $580 to $600 up to you know, the 6-hour 21. Okay, that's going to be resistance. Or you could basically look at your 6-hour, you know, 6-hour 100, I mean 1 hour 100 EMA, which is right now at 582. Okay, I think like I got a similar structure on Tomo. Yeah, Tomo is creating a similar structure. We got a short position on Tomo. You know, I showed you guys last time, right, when Tomo was right here, it dumped down, push back up, you know, right there, but it is still correcting. It can still give us this move right here, and that's going to be a nice short opportunity for the bears if we get this move to the upside. Okay, beautiful divergence right here on the upside. So bull's gonna be taking this move to the upside. It is a bullish move, so alt could be you know, waking up within the next like a few minutes and so on, right? Okay, the only way this bullish divergence could fail is like if we fail to get the of course get the bullish crossover right here. So if it fails, then we're gonna get this move straight down. Okay, but the most important was like to short it right here, not right there. Okay, but if you basically just if you basically know exactly what's going on, you know, you're not going to be panicking and all that good stuff. Yeah, a nice bullish divergence on the hourly also, right there, right here. So price action above the 21 EMA, that's going to be a short scalp. up to the top 5%, and it is going to be to flip the switch potentially to back to the downside again, right? Once we get the second crossover. So wait for the second crossover also right here on the MACD before you short it. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, J Boss. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ether. So Ether USD, it is giving us a similar structure, just like you know, the rest of these alt. So we're about to get the bullish crossover, second bullish crossover right here on our MACD. Price action about to get back above the 21 EMA. We got our 100 EMA resistance up to basically a 23, but price resistance is going to be just by like a 260 to you know, 260 right here to 265. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at DOT on the hourly. So DOT, similar structure, got even a better potential reversal pattern, as we got this strong divergence on the downside, right? And a strong you know, MACD right there. Okay, so DOT looks pretty good for a move back to like a 21. Yes, once again, we could still get a rejection from the 21 EMA and retest the top. I mean, retest the bottom first, like a $20 again, and basically get this move. Okay, but you're gonna need to look at it on the 15 minutes. Let's take a look at it on the 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we got already a three-way move right here. Okay, we already got the three-way move. So as you can see, the move I'm drawing on the hourly, we already created it on the 15 minutes, right? Which is this move right here. Right here, that's the move we're looking for on the high time frame, right? Like that, right? So that's the same exact move. So look for this. If it dumps right here, it is just going to be a potential support, right? Retest the bottom right here, and could still, you know, retest the top right here. Okay, nice correction right here. Bull's gonna call it a bull flag, but you just have to be cautious. Yeah, there is no divergence on the 15 minutes, right? Let's see. Yeah, on the 15 minutes, there is no divergence, right? So the move is a small one right here. Okay, small one. So if we get this move, it can still triple bottom before the big move. So we just talked about DOT, right? So let's take a look at DOT on the higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, doesn't look so bullish yet, right? We just at support trend line, right? At the support trend line right there. Okay, got a quadruple, quintuple, whatever you want to call it, bottom formation. But the most important is not like a pushback up to like, you know, 21, 22. The most important is like the bigger picture right here, already printing what? A continuation pattern. So regardless of what we got right here, like 21, 22, whatever, or even up to like a you know, 23 and so on, we just have to say we're still in the triangular formation. Okay, we're still trading in range. So we just have to wait for the either for a retest of the trend line right here, break below it, or just a breakout below this range. Okay, so DOT, just wait for a potential breakout setup. Okay, so you already got the setup, you just have to wait for confirmation. Okay, we got this you know, flat bottom on our MACD, got the flat correction right here. Okay, got a strong move to the upside. Okay, Same as Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum and all that good stuff. They're all creating the same setup. If you go back to Ethereum, same setup. Okay, if you go back to Ethereum right here, okay, I showed you our Ethereum setup down to like a 2110, right? So on our previous one of our previous live stream, while we were looking for 2110, it hit like a 2140, 2139, depending on which exchange you're using, right? So dump all the way down to 0.618, exactly as we expected. Okay, exactly right here, down to 0.618, right? So we could definitely get a bounce from this 0.618. Whoa, take a look at Ether. Sucker got a potential bullish divergence right here, right, on the 6 hour. Could look better on the 4 hour. Yep, looks better on the 4 hour. Yeah, man. So pretty much just similar to Bitcoin Cash, but the only difference is like Ether is making lower lows. Bitcoin Cash, is making like a, a flat bottom, as I just explained to you, right? Yeah, if we get this bullish crossover, that could be nice. Okay, price action above the 21, that could be a nice potential short-term trade to the upside, right? Let's take a look at Link USDT. So Link 4 hour doesn't look good. So let's take a look at the hourly first, because Link on the hourly exactly played out as I was looking for right here. Flat correction, continuation to the downside, retesting the 0.618 right here. A potential bullish divergence right there. Okay, right here. So Link is looking quite good. Okay, you could also look at it as a wedge pattern. If you Robin gonna draw something like this. Okay, and he's gonna look for something like that potentially, right? So the next resistance for Link just by like a 22.8 if we get the reversal. Okay, the downside move, I like to take a look at it on for Link on the higher time frame, daily and higher. If we break the 0.618, regardless of how bullish we're going to be in the short term, if we break the $20, we could be going all the way back down to retest the $16 to $15 right here. Okay, regardless of what type of a correction we're gonna get right here. Even if we get a push up to $25, okay, we just don't want to break below strongly below the support level right there. Okay, yeah, we don't have any bullish divergence on the daily, so that trade could only be traded on a lower time frame, right? So if you're trading let's say I'm a bull and I'm trading a Link on the daily and higher, I would just say, okay, we at 0.618, that's the only thing I got. Okay, nothing else. Okay, nothing else. Another possible way to basically be bullish on Link is like if we take a look at it on without the wicks, we could potentially see a divergence. Yes, if we take a look at it without the wicks, right, we do have a divergence. Okay, we do have one, but that's only on the wicks, without the wicks. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna look if we retest, like bears give us some room to breathe, and we could be looking for like let's say 25, right? But if bulls are not strong enough, right, we could be looking for a move down. Okay, a move to the downside right here, 16.5. GRT. Let's take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin is still in range. We got our $200 resistance right here. Price action still moving in a wedge pattern. Daily quite, bearish below the support area right here. We got a closing basis of support right there, just about 142, and it is at the same time at 382 on the bigger picture. Okay, so Litecoin still making, you could call it a bull flag, bear flag, depending on which time frame you're looking at. If you're looking at, like, let's say the shorter term time frame, it could just be a bull flag, right? But if you're looking at the higher time frame, it could, the entire move right here could just be a bear flag. All right, so Litecoin, we got resistance up to $200 and support right here, short term support just about 140. The bigger time frame support going to be right here at $100. Okay, for the big swingers, right? If you're swinging Litecoin on the high time frame. Let's take a look at it on weekly. Yeah, Litecoin already retested the weekly 100 EMA, unlike BTC. We just talked about BTC weekly 100 EMA. And if you take a look at Litecoin, we've been really down like over the last 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks, right? So just like the rest of the crypto, right? So May 7th, that's when we started the dump. Just like back in 2018, May 7th, first week of May, right? That's when all these suckers started to dump. Another good news for the bulls is like volume, it is still decreasing, even though the trend is bearish. We just have to be very, very cautious. Even if we get a dump, it could get bought up very quickly because the volume is so low right now on a weekly basis. Take a look at the trend for most crypto, not just Litecoin. That's why I'm saying, I don't think I pointed out yet, but for most of the crypto, their volume is, their volume are very, very low. Okay, the Litecoin volume is very, very low right here. A high volatility could be on the way. Even if it is on the downside, once again, got to buy the dips because it's been, it's been down like forever. A $100 Litecoin could be a steal, right, in the short term. Let's take a look at it on the monthly. Yeah, already hit our monthly 21, right? So it could, anything below the monthly 21 within the next like a few months going to be a steal, right? If you take a look at it on the monthly. Yeah, we got like 2 weeks to go. And take a look at the monthly volume right here. Pretty very low. Okay, and we got only 2 weeks to go. Okay, so less than 10 days to go, right? Compared to the last big dump right here. So something is something big is about to happen, right? And really, it is not time to be, even though it can dump down to a 120, it is not time to be very bearish, right? Just time to buy the dips. So let's go back to let's go ahead and take a look at GRT. So GRT already at the bottom, right here, closing basis. So as support, right, doesn't have a big history to rely on, right? But MACD on the 2-day basis just flipped bullish, right? And we're not even yet at the daily 2-day 21 EMA right here. So that's a good news in the short term, right? So resistance to look for just about like a 97 up to 97. Okay, 86 going to be the 21 EMA if we do not break down. Okay, price support still right there, 20 to 30 cents. Price support, temporary resistance right here. Okay, Let's take a look at it on Sucker is pumping 35,840. Let's see GRT on the hourly. On the hourly just broke out. I think that most of the crypto we just talked about, they breaking out on the hourly. Yep, bullish divergence right here. You don't short it, you don't short it, you don't short it. Okay, bulls might be drawing a broadening wedge like that, right? So bears gonna be drawing a broadening wedge pattern, right? And they're gonna call it, oh, this something like that. That's possible, right? But as of now, I just call it a we got the flat right here, we got the continuation still within the same range in our MACD. Second bullish crossover, price action closed below the 21. That's a bullish sign. Okay, moving average resistance just about like a 64. If you're doing a 100x price resistance, you could be looking for potentially, you know, 382. If we do this, do that, 382 going to be just about like 67. Okay, 0.618 going to be up to 72. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at SOL. So low. Solana, so low. Come on, let's go ahead and take a look at so another bullish pattern right here for you, Robin. You got your wedge pattern once again, a bullish divergence, right? Okay, right here. Short term, I'm not saying it's gonna go to the moon, but it is just a short term trade. 21 EMA right here, a break above it. We got the 100 EMA resistance right there. Okay, the move started from this move, right, which is the flat correction continuation. Okay, wedge. So it looks like we're gonna get a pump very soon. So BNB, a nice pattern. I like the pattern right here. You guys know this is one of my favorite pattern, especially after a big dump, right? So even Bitsy is, you know, Bitsy is making this pattern, right? So, you know, if depending on how you're looking at it, right? A bullish divergence right here, about to get a second crossover. Very easy to analyze right now. Nothing crazy on the hourly. Everything looks good. We got enough data to analyze it. Okay. The thing is, after a big dump, you don't have enough data to basically do anything. All you got is just a straight line. You can't do anything with a straight line. Okay. But after, you know, let's say 48 hours, you tend to get like enough structures to basically so resistance right here for you know, for BNB. I think we got similar structure also on waves, right? Last week I remember we talked about waves right here when waves was dumping, right? Right, let's take a look at it on the 6 hour. Showed you waves, right? What I was saying regarding wave was like this move, don't short it right here. This is a buying opportunity. Okay, even if it pumps, even like if it pumps back up, it's gonna come back, retest the trend line. Okay, so similar structure right here for waves. Okay, beautiful breakout, retesting the trend line support, but quite bearish on 6 hours. Still need to flip bullish again on our 6 hour, but bear is going to be watching cautiously, because if we retest the top for waves right here and MACD doesn't break the resistance level right here, it is going to create a potential bearish pattern, right? And that could either drop back down to retest the bottom, and if that's the case, it can still create a a potential hidden bullish divergence later on, right, where MACD going to be making lower lows, price action going to be making higher lows, and we're going to get the move to the upside. That's also possible. So waves, it is still in a correction mode, right? So still just have to buy at support trend lines, right, if you're bullish on it, like the trend line right here, just about 14 and 15.5, that's support. Don't want to buy the breakout. The bigger support level right here, just about like 12.2, right? And waves have been moving in a triangular formation over the last few weeks. As you can see, all the breakouts happen in a triangular formation. Okay, depending on how you want to draw it, but you got the concept, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Monero for Moonboy. So Monero very tricky. It could drive you crazy. Just by looking at the chart, you can draw like so many different patterns depending on your confidence level and which time frame, or depending on your bias also, right? So if I just clean the basically just remove everything, right? You can see like we got a potential head and shoulder pattern formation, right? We're gonna start off with that one. Neckline potentially right here. Remember, these head and shoulders are not there to be pretty. They can be very ugly, right? You got your 120 extension to the downside right here, could retest the 160 and so on, right? 150 if that's the case, right? If you want to take a look at it in terms of MACD, you got your negative divergence right here. Didn't quite retest the top, but close enough, almost like 90% of the top. We just could call it a potential bearish divergence. Okay, another thing to look at also is like 6 hour basis. We got a very contracting, our moving averages are contracting, right, repelling each other's, right? So that's a strong high volatility. It doesn't matter which way the breakout going to be, it is going to be strong if that's the case, right? Just like BTC, we talked about it when BTC was like, I think 39, something like that, right? So another way of looking at it also, right, you got your strong right here, you got a flat correction right here. Okay, in general it is a continuation pattern in general. Okay, but if you're Robin, you could be calling for a bull flag right here. Okay, you're gonna ignore everything else. You're gonna be like, I'm selling the house and I'm gonna buy Monero, right? But just be cautious till you get a clean breakout. If you take a look at, we got like some overhead resistances right here. Okay, just about like 300 and just about like 300 to 330. So it doesn't matter how high it goes, right? You still got another resistance you're gonna have to deal with right there. Okay, but primarily I would say bearish in this range unless we break out above like a $300. Okay, but on the downside, for the if you're very patient, right, on the downside, right, you could be looking for 0.618 at $200. Okay, 0.786 going to be just about like 168. When 168, we talk about it in terms of what? In terms of like a head and shoulder pattern formation, right? If we break the neckline, 120 extension, depending where we break it, where we are going to be breaking the trend line at, right? Going to be right here, give or take, right? Depending on how you draw it. It's not like I want to draw it prettily, but you get the concept. But everything is basically pointing down as of now till we basically break above $300. Okay, if we break $300, we could start looking up, right? Yeah, you also got a potential trend line support right here. So breaking down to 250 temporarily before a before a breakdown. So just to recap, Monero resistance, if we break this short-term resistance to 80, next resistance just about 304, 305, right here. Okay, a breakout to the downside could lead us all the way down to like a 0.786 depending on volatility, right? But the major support, the first major support, once again, 0.618 at $200, give or take. So we got, you got both targets, $300 or $200. We'll take a look at it if and only if we break out above $300. I'm not going to be looking too high right now, up to above $300. XMR, let's take a look at XMR BTC. XMR BTC kind of choppy right here. I can't do anything with this one. Yeah, XMR BTC, it is already showing a potential bearish setup right here. Even if we get the pump, right, it is going to create a stronger bearish setup, as your MACD could basically double top right there, and price action is now going to be making, high highs. Okay, that's something to keep in mind, right? So kind of very choppy. Let's take a look at it on a 2-day basis. Yeah, on the high time frame, I would wait a bit till we get a bullish crossover on a 2-day basis right here, right? And that could basically trigger a bullish momentum to the upside, right? If we get the fake out right here, that's going to be really nasty, and we're just gonna have to suck it up and look for the lower trend line. Okay, so all right, let's take a look at Kusama. Kus. This sucker KSM, let's just do this KSM. So KSM, this was our previous setup, right? So if you take a look at KSM, when sucker was like 360, we called for this strong downside momentum, right? We did get the downside target to 340, and it wasn't like a reversal pattern. It didn't show like a reversal pattern, even though after we hit our target to 340, it continued to the downside. Okay, that was 382. It dumped all the way down to 50%. 0.618 going to be just about like 254. So as of now, no sign of a no sign of a bullishness. And if you take a look at it right here, as I said in my as I said in my premium group, right, it wasn't like it wasn't ready for a reversal. Okay, it wasn't ready for a reversal. A strong bearish signal right there, as I just showed you on BTC on a 6-hour basis. That's what I'm trying to show you on BTC also, right? I was showing you, like, you know, if BTC MACD, you know, try to cross bullish and fail, right? If it fails, that's it. It could give us a strong move to the downside. Okay, so drop down to a 50% pullback. Still have to wait for some confirmation of a reversal. Okay, so but this one we caught it very early, like after the downtrend. Okay, right after it started the downtrend, we caught it. Let's see. Let's go back to BTC. It seems like we got a small pump. Before we talk about BTC, let's take a look at the BTC down. So the BTC down, exactly, that's what I was showing you guys. Even in my premium, I was like, if we're going to be retesting the the BTC down was a support right there. I showed you guys in my premium, right? And I was like, okay, I was expecting this drop, support right here, resistance right there. Okay, so if like we're going to be retesting the higher support right here, the higher resistance up to basically 8 cents, we're likely to see BTC to retest like 30k or 31k, right? So if we drop down here again to retest the support, BTC is likely to retest like a 39 to 40k. See what I'm saying? So it is a nice bullish divergence right here, right, on the BTC down. So that's not good, right? That's not good at all. But I'm expecting another potential retest of the support right here on the BTC down, which means, like, remember, we basically, got the dump right here, right? We can still get this move, right? So if we get the move down, okay, the good news is, like, if we drop down here, right, and don't break it, we can still get another move back up. Okay, so it means, like, for BTC, right, we can pump back up. Let's see, for BTC, okay, it means, like, if that's the case, we could pump back up and still dump back down. You see what I'm saying? So we just don't know how long we're going to be in this range, right? So let's see. Right here, that's the move on the 12. On the 12 right here, okay, on the 12. So if we basically going to be retesting the 14 support, right, BTC could be going back up to the 14 resistance right here. Okay, could be going back up to the 14 resistance. So just have to watch the BTC down very cautiously, right? So, but the thing is, we'll just stay with the bullishness as of now, with the bullish MACD right here as of now, till we get a strong downside momentum, right? And you're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna be dropping down here because we still got the resistance right here. Okay, under the resistance, just in case sucker decide to go back up to the overhead resistance right there. Okay, so the BTC down is giving us some nice direction, some nice directional move, right? So this move was three-way move, impulsive to the downside, right? So, and if we break this support trend line right here, it means like BTC gonna be breaking above 40k. So just keep that in mind. If we break this support trend line on the BTC down, we're likely to see BTC above 40k. So we have to watch the BTC down very carefully, right? So mid-range. Alright guys, I'm just gonna call it a day, so be safe out there. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join the public Telegram group and all that good stuff in the link. Okay, if you're looking to join the premium group, you can just send me a message. You know, it is bear market time. It is time to accumulate for the next, like, you know, 20-30x moves for Ethereum, you know, BTC, you name it, link and all that good stuff on the macro view. You know, buying at macro targets, you know, going to be safer once again, unless you're short-term trading. But for instance, BTC buying at 30k, I've been saying it over the last few weeks, you're never going to be wrong buying at 30k, okay, which is like a 50-day, I mean the weekly 50 EMA, right? And buying at 25k going to be at monthly 21 EMA or your weekly 100 EMA. But most bulls, you know, they're not experienced enough, and they watch the 1 minute chart, 5-second charts and all that good stuff. So when market is dumping very hard, they're going to be panicking, right? So like for instance, if you're watching the 5 minute charts, if BTC dumps down to like a 34.3, 34.5, you're going to be panicking, right? Or if BTC dumps down to a 25.1, 25.2, you're going to be panicking because you're watching too close, right? You have to zoom out, already know exactly what price you're looking at. For instance, 25k, you're going to be like, okay, how does it look on the macro view? Okay, it looks, you know, it looks pretty strong. It is a strong moment. It is a strong support. So I don't need to be panicking. If I buy right here over the next like a few weeks, I know I'm going to be making profits, right? So just like that, you just zoom out and you're like, okay, that's a monthly 21. It's not going to break it like and go all the way down to like a 0. Okay, on a weekly basis, weekly 100 EMA right there, you know, you're going to be like, okay, what am I looking at right now? Weekly 100 EMA, take a look at it. It doesn't break it like that easy. Okay, like as you can see right here, it doesn't break it that easy. As you can see, back in you know, 2018, we moved sideways for nearly, guys, you know, June, July, August, September, 4 months. Okay, 4 months on top of the weekly 100 EMA. So 25k could be our next trading range, if and only if we break 30k, of course, right? So and we're gonna be buying all the dips at 25k, right? And be selling, you know, the upside swing, just like what we did right here. Okay, all right guys, thanks a lot for watching.